Hello, dear friends of YouTube. Long time no see. I've been quite busy this month, so I didn't make any video. I haven't. I have. Yeah, I have to make a lot of video responses, and I did not forget the video response to my friend Mark. He asked me to make a video where I explain French slang. Well, actually, I don't live in France, so I don't know their expressions, but well, here in Belgium we use some kind of slang. So I'll try to find out some aspects or French slang, which is about accent, when we shorten words, when we have special expressions, and so on. And I'll try to make it for you. I'll upload it later, but this is a video response to Moses McCormick, who asked about understanding. So, as you may know, I went to Turkey a few weeks ago, and I had a great time there because I learned some Turkish. I learned about 111 hours before going to Turkey, so I had a foundation, and I needed to practice more and have people to practice all day long. And I found a lot of people to talk with in Turkey, and it was great. So yeah, I'm going to answer this question about understanding. Well, when someone used a word that I didn't understand, and back in Turkey, I was like, "What is this word?" And I just asked in Turkish. I say, maybe I was one day I was at the beach, just at the seaside, enjoying swimming, and I was on the beach, and I was talking to. Well, I was the only Asian. Yes, Turks are considered as Asian, but I mean from Eastern Asia, and I was the only Asian guy there. So everybody was looking at me, and it was like, "Where are you from?" But they did not know that I could speak Turkish, so that they don't speak English, and they don't speak French or any other language, so they didn't come to me. And I was like, I went over, and I went to speak to an older guy. He was there, and I just went over and I spoke to him, like when you're in a foreign country and you want to have some practice, you go there on purpose to practice your language. You gotta be open-minded, but yeah, you gotta pay attention to dangerous people. I know they are everywhere, but if you see people are okay, they are in family, and it's a safe situation, you go towards them, and you begin to speak, and you're not like, what am I going to say. You go over there and you say, like, I was like, every day I was like, merhaba nasılsınız, like, hello, how are you. And then they say, wow, Türkçe konuşuyor, and konuşuyor. They say, he speaks Turkish, and then we begin to speak, and we were on the beach, and at the moment, the person told me zift, the word zift, and I was like, what is zift? And the person could not speak English, so everything was in Turkish. We spoke for about 1 hour only in Turkish. So he used the word zift, and I was like, what the hell is zift? And I just asked him, zift ne demek? Zift ne demek? It means, what does zift mean? And he said, you see there, the boats um, are, how do we say, are just how do we say this in English? Spoiling. They are spoiling the sea. the ocean with this simsia. He said simsia, this black thing. I was okay, as if it's like kind of petrol, and in function of the context, you can guess what it means. Like yeah, like when you speak on the internet and you don't have the person in front of you, you don't have a camera, you cannot you can not imagine what he's speaking about. But I was face to face, so I could imagine what he was speaking about. And also, I went to a restaurant, and another guy said, another guy said, yerli yemekler var. Burada yerli yemekler var. I understood burada here yemekler, which means food, var there is. So here something something food there is, and I was like, what is yearly? And I just ask in Turkish what it means. Is I go there and I say what is. I go there and I didn't use English. I just use a ne demek all the time, ne demek, and it means what does it mean? And he said yerli, and he began to explain. He said yerli. He said burada yemekler yapıyoruz, and so on. He began to speak in Turkish and to explain the word. And if you are not struggling with basic words, like if you have learned 100 hours or 150 hours, you should be able to understand basic words. So yerli means traditional, typical from the place you are in. He said we have traditional food from. I was in Antalya, and they said Antalya. I was like, okay, yerli is traditional, but they did not speak English to me. But which is very weird in, like, in Antalya, it's a place where a lot of tourists go. But yeah, this is about understanding. When I do not understand a word, I ask the people to explain in the local language what it means. And if I still don't understand, I ask them to give me an example. So, for instance, they said, because Turkish and the other languages I know don't have any connection, not in terms of vocabulary. In terms of grammar, it shares a similar grammar with Japanese and Korean. Although I don't speak Korean, I just know some words. But I've been learning Japanese for some time, and yeah, grammar is very similar between Turkish and Japanese. So my Japanese studies helped me a lot when I was learning Turkish. I was like feeling like, okay, this is Japanese grammar with new words. And yeah, the fact is that when I didn't know a word and I wanted to use a word, I was using my hands, and with the context, with the situation, people could understand what I meant. For instance, I went to a waterfall. I met a Turkish family, and they offered food and like a picnic. Very nice people. Turkish people are very, very open to foreigners. If you speak Turkish, if you don't speak Turkish, to converse with the local people, it's hard. They just know like basic English to sell things. If you just know how to converse in Turkish, even if it's basic conversation, you can get very far in Turkey, and they will show you some things you would never see if you did not learn some just basic Turkish. And yeah, it was great because when I did not know a word, I used my hands, and people knew what I was talking about. And I always say, bu Türkçe'de nasıl söylenir? It means, how do I say this in Turkish? And they say, for instance, I um I wanted I don't know how we say this in English. When you go into your hotel room, you take a shower, or and then you have like kind of a, yeah, I'm playing the same game now. I don't know the word in English, so I'm asking you, I'm asking about this word just by my hands. You have something when you go out of your bath or shower. You have a special cloth that you put on. It's like a towel, a cloth in towel. I don't know how you say this. I just knew the word in French, and I just did so, and they understood it. And they say, bornus. I was okay, bornus. I went back to my room. I looked the word up, and it was bornus, the thing I was explaining. So if you don't know the word, you just use your hands. You often in Turkey, if you go to places where it's not touristic, then people don't speak English, and this is the interesting part when you travel to a foreign country, and it totally changes your experience. I was like, I I could bargain more in Turkish. There was a lot more fun, and I had some interesting experiences. But maybe I should make another video to talk about that. But in terms of conversation in Turkey, I stayed there 2 weeks, and I spoke maybe 15, 16 hours Turkish. Like they are very relaxed where I went, just southern part of Turkey, and they are like eating fruits, and they are having some kaise, watermelon, watermelon, kaise. Kaise is, I don't know how to say it in English, neither in my mother tongue. That's a fruit I discovered in Turkey, and yeah, those people are like 60 years old, and they just speak Turkish, and you go there and you just practice Turkish. It's so awesome. They say, okay, sit down, and they go and take some food, and they just invite you to eat something with them and have a great time. uh, 1 year ago, 1.5 year ago, I didn't know anything about Turkey. I was like, I'm going to discover a new culture. Then I learned the language, some expressions. I went there. I told some jokes to when I went to the market, and it's funny when you go to a country and you are the only foreigner, and it's obvious that I'm not a Turk. I'm not Turk when I go into, they say, a dolmuş. It's a little bus, and when I go there, it's obvious that I'm not Turk, and everyone is looking at me. And I just, if people are nice, in general in Turkey, they are very nice. I go towards the people, and I just speak in Turkish, and it's always a pleasure to speak to Turkish people. They are very open-minded, and they like when people make some effort to learn the language, because yeah, English is like a bridge between foreigners and Turks. But if you could speak Turkish, your experience is enriched, and it changed drastically how you see the world where you go. Language is something that changes everything when it comes to get in touch, and yeah, meeting people, and if you speak Turkish, your conversation would never last more than 5 minutes, I think. And if you speak Turkish, it could last for 2 hours, 3 hours. Okay, I'll make some other videos, and take care. Thank you for watching.